Good morning once again. My name is Priva Elibaz, and this is time for our last segment of the show, that is our views. And basically, the ladies and I discuss all the real life issues that affect us and, basically are pertinent to our daily lives. And of course, joining me at the center of today's discussion are the ladies Apollo Sarah, Agiu Wase, and Shivan Auma. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy New Month.
Happy New Month.
I don't know whether it was a lot of energy or like I just
I'm very
didn't
enthusiastic
understand it.
about the new month coming along. So you guys, happy new month! Like truly, truly happy new month.
Happy New
Are you the
made
guys
it
that
through.
set resolutions for like a month or every new month that comes along?
Yeah,
You actually do.
I do that. I tell myself, I set new resolutions for myself. I can't share. It's a bit personal, but there are 3 things, and I am just 1 week. I'm excited that I have. Okay, one of them is soda. I am addicted to soda. I drink at least 3 a day, every day. This is Monday to Sunday. So one of the things that I have told myself I am cutting out up until the end of the year is soda.
Well, let's see how that pans out at the end of the day.
That is one thing. Soda, no soda, and I'm dying. I am miserable. But 1 week down,
we hope you make it to the end of the year. Well, today we are going to be looking at aspirations in life, and basically just to define aspirations. Aspirations are dreams, hopes, or ambitions to achieve a goal. Now they can be thought of as overarching life goals that can help provide a sense of purpose and direction. Now, while the term is often used synonymously with goals, there are some important differences, and actually goals tend to be backed by actions and are often centered on the short term or the near future, but aspirations tend to be much more future focused and are often more general. Now, when you look at research, it suggests that there are actually 2 types of aspirations, and the first one is the intrinsic aspirations, which are those that help satisfy the psychological needs that we have as people. And these goals play an important role in enhancing an individual's well-being. We also have the extrinsic aspirations that are focused on achieving an instrumental outcome, such as becoming rich or famous, and these goals can sometimes hurt well-being and consume resources that are sometimes better directed towards the intrinsic, intrinsic aspirations. Now, talking about aspirations, the very first question that I want to ask you, the ladies, is to give a general perspective or your understanding of aspirations and why it is actually important for us to have aspirations in life.
I think aspirations, just like you mentioned, they are very similar to goals and dreams.
Yeah.
And and everybody has this. Everyone, I believe, every one of us has an aspiration in life. It could be to get richer, it could be to get smaller, it could be to get fatter, whatever the case may be. All of us, because this is basically the principle that drives our motive. Your motive every day, why you wake up in the morning, is because you have an aspiration.
Yeah.
At this point, I think that is what it is directly. So it's important for us to also intentionally work towards that, because it gives us a sense of purpose, number one. It also helps us and prevents us from being idle and getting ourselves entangled into bad habits, like say drug addiction or just being up to no good. You understand what I mean? Because like they say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So it's important to have one. All of us have that one thing, but the sad part is that a lot of people are afraid to go after them because they feel not good enough.
Good enough. The self-belief is almost not there.
But even if you feel like the intrinsic ones, like the much more tangible ones, like you want to get richer, you want to get a thriving career, those ones may be hard to start off at the time. So you start with the other ones, like change your behavior, for instance, cut out some things. So it could be as simple as waking up and saying, today I'm not choosing violence, it is peace. I will walk away, I will turn the other cheek. It could be something as simple as that. It could be something as simple as, I am not going to take soda. I'll give my example, like today I will not do that. So slowly by slowly start changing your habits, get healthier habits, you'll start feeling good about yourself. I saw a quote that said that just make a pact with yourself every morning. It could be a tiny thing. It could be tiny. Say like, today I'm going to lay my bed. If it has never been a habit for you, I'm going to lay my bed today. And always do that. So then you're going to start gaining trust with yourself. and then you'll slowly, graduate to bigger things.
Aspire the more, yes.
Aspire to bigger things.
Yeah. Well, besides what Sarah said, for me, aspirations are in line with purpose. Like the reason for your existence, the things that you want to achieve in life, those are in line with goals. That were exactly what she said. And for me, I think it's important for everyone to have aspirations, because at the end of the day, these are the things that keeps you, oh my God, that is so sad, that keep you on your toes. When you do not have a purpose, when you do not have a goal, when you don't have something that, gets you up every morning, to go out there and hustle, to go out there and make friends, or to go out there, whatever it is that you are doing, then I think it's a hopeless life. For someone to be there and live this life with no aspirations, I really think that it's a hopeless life. So yes, it's important to have aspirations. It's important to have something that keeps you on your toes. It's important to have something to live for. So for me, aspirations are in line with purpose. They're in line with having something to live for at the end of the day. It could be your kids. It could be your family. It could be anything, really.
Being an available friend as well.
Oh, yeah. Small things,
That's where is that one coming from?
No. It's also as something as small as that. Sometimes we say we are friends and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But you're not
Aspire
even intentional.
to be intentional.
You're not even intentional with your friendships.
Yeah.
Something as small as
I
that.
like that. I like that. Well, in regard to aspirations, yes, I will definitely concur with what the ladies have already brought forth. I would say, one, it's very important for any individual, regardless of the capacity that you're in, to have aspirations, because you not having aspirations is like sitting in a taxi without a driver, or like sitting in a car without someone driving. You're just seated. You will not go anywhere because you do not have a reason or a zeal to wake up every morning. I mean, imagine a Monday morning, it has rained, you have no aspiration. A person with no aspiration will stay in bed. So the first thing, I think it's very important that as human beings, we learn to aspire to be better. I personally, each and every day, I want to be a better person. I am not perfect. My friends have told me I have my flaws. I am emotional. They will say I'm this, I blow things out of proportion. But each and every time, I aspire to be a better person. And in every way, it could be friend-wise, it could be in a relationship, it could be in family, it could be even at your workplace. Are you aspiring to be a better employee?
A better person, yeah. Well, I like all your submissions in regards to aspirations, but and I actually concur with all of them. But can we also agree to the fact that sometimes aspirations are not always helpful?
Yes.
Because sometimes you get to a point where you're setting almost aspirations that are not realistic. If I have to put it in that
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing if you're saying something that is unrealistic.
I don't think so.
Because you see, if you say something that is very unrealistic,
exactly,
you're bound to not achieve it, and that is going to have
frustrate you.
Yes,
you're literally
something.
Setting a trap for yourself. You're setting yourself up, because if you know this is a goal that is unrealistic and you will not achieve it, later on you'll be frustrated.
Let's talk about how aspirations can actually be harmful.
I don't think so, because you must be prepared for it. Because we have had the saying, no dream is too big. We have seen the first man land on the moon. We have seen the first female president. We have seen the first black woman in the White House. We have seen the first everything, people who have gone on to push boundaries. And there was a time when that was impossible, not even heard of. You are not even allowed to speak of these things. Do you understand what I mean? But people have gone on to push these boundaries, and I believe everybody can achieve the aspiration they set for themselves. This is the thing. This is where the kicker comes in. You must break that down. Small bits at a time. You could want to be what? Let's say hypothetically president. You want to be president. You don't wake up one day and become president. Wine does not become fine tasting on the first day. No, it is a process. It's a gradual process. It takes years to get that beautiful taste. That's the same thing with your aspirations. So you have to keep breaking down the challenge, piece by piece, piece by piece. And you see, I also saw a quote that said, failure is a result, the result of failure is success. So you have to keep going and going and going. Yes, there are going to be days when you get frustrated, when you get demotivated, when you're like, you know what, it's not even worth it. Here, Fachi. But you have to keep going. You have to break down your aspiration bit by bit. Get a vision board and start planning out your destination. How do I get from point A to B, C, D, all the way to, until you reach there. You have to do it or die trying, literally.
I like
but
that.
the thing is that
Die
frustrations will come there, and what makes you stronger is when you overcome the frustration. The only way to get through a storm is by literally going through it. So go through it.
I would love to pick one thing I would love to say,
it's
just I'm just concurring with Sarah. For me, I think there's nothing like unrealistic goals when it comes to aspirations, because just like the saying goes, if you're aiming for the sky, at least you will land among the stars. She talked about if you're aspiring to, if you want to be a president of this country, even if it never comes to be true, at least you might end up like a minister, member of parliament, like Honorable Norbert Mao, you know, most recently is now a minister. So what I'm saying is, you might set these goals. You might say, I want to be Elon Musk. Maybe you may not be as rich as he is, but you find yourself somewhere in between. So it's actually a good thing, because it pushes you to your limits. It pushes you, like every day you wake up and you work really hard at getting something. It's a lot better than being hopeless and then you thinking less of yourself and thinking maybe I may never be the president of this country, which is okay, which is actually is possible. But can you actually be a member of parliament? Can you be something in line with leadership if that's what you're aspiring for? So for me, when it comes to aspirations, set as unrealistic expectations as you want. Yes. The only thing is don't rely on them. Don't rely on them so that you're not disappointed.
Let me just briefly respond to what Aggie says. I would say the thing about aspirations, I have no problem with people who are, go-getters, and you're out there and you make sure that you're aspiring to even become the president, if that is actually something that you want. Yeah. But the only issue comes in when you do not get what you have expected to get. How are you going to take that rejection? You see, why I say aspiration sometimes can be very detrimental is especially when we are not realistic. When you look at it, can you be a lawyer? Did you study law? Let's start from there. I think we need to learn to be realistic and call a spade, because at the end of the day, the reason as to why very many people go through depression and rejection is because they have set very high targets for themselves, and when they do not get them, now they feel like, oh, I'm not good enough.
I think I say something about that. In the interest of time, I'm sorry, we don't have to get into that. So I'll have to say that I agree with you. It's important to set aspirations, but be realistic about them. It's okay for you to want to be an Oprah Winfrey, but maybe you could set over something that is going to work within your means right here in Uganda. Like, I understand you have aspirations, you want to be like someone else, but how realistic is it? Do you have the available resources? Do you have the self-discipline to actually go through all the steps that you need to get to where you want to get, or to the kind of level that you're aspiring to be?
But those are things you can work on, right?
The things that you can work on, but in what time frame? Depending on the amount of time, or the time frame you're giving yourself to be able to achieve those results. You also see, you cannot stick on an aspiration for years and years and years and years and years and years. And we're going to look at it later on in the show, that you are supposed to be open-minded when it comes to having aspirations. And I also want to say that it's important to recognize that sometimes aspirations can be misleading or harmful. And actually, some of the examples that they may be unhelpful or even very destructive include aspiring for things because they are seen as being ideal by society or culture, regardless of whether those things actually bring you happiness. Then we also have the point of aspiring for things that are unrealistic or outside the realm of possibility. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's out of the realm of possibility. And then you also have a bit of aspiring for things that create conflicts in your daily life or harm your relationships with other people. Those are things you cannot be aspiring for.
I do absolutely agree with you, but you see, you said it, and we have all said it, that you must be able to, number one, know what you're getting yourself into. I want to do this, but it's also very important to know, is this area supported, say, in my country? Do you understand? And if it is not supported, can I create a lane where I can make other people who have aspirations like me fall in that field? Like, say, for instance, if, say, some kind of artistry is not supported here in the country, but you want to bring it down home because you have identified, say, many people who share the same interest as you. How about you create a space where it can now, start happening, get funding, sensitize people, empower people in that area and whatnot. It's a lot of work. Aspirations are not easy. That's the thing. They're not easy, but you must put the work to it. Because it's like you wake up every morning with a mission. I am one step closer to attaining it. One step closer, one step. Sometimes you'll go 5 steps back, but then you have to keep going. You have to keep on going, and that is what separates people who are winners and people who give up.
And besides just one thing, because you guys were talking about, you might be disappointed. At the end of the day, you should know that the odds are 50-50. It may work or it may not work. So when you put that at the back of your mind, even when it does not work out, it's okay. At least you tried. But that's the most important thing.
How many people have that level of maturity?
I mean, you have to learn it. You have to.
Okay, ladies, in the interest of time, let's talk about the tips for reaching aspirations and how we can actually develop these aspirations as individuals. As we, sign out.
Yeah, like I said, quickly, break it down. You must break it down. Break down your goal to the smallest denominator. And start small and work your way up. Some people will start in the middle, others start from the top, whichever way, but break it down. And number 2, you need to understand what you're getting yourself into. You want to be president, there's a lot of competition at the top. You want to be whatever, the best musician in the country, there's a lot of competition. And also, you have to find a way that makes you stand out. You have to set yourself apart because there's nothing new under the sun. Your aspirations, a million other people are thinking the same. So what makes you stand out? You have to think about
at the back of your head. The only thing I would say is it's okay to actually dream as big as you can, and also for as long as you're willing to put in the work, because it doesn't stop at dreaming. You have to wake up every day and be intentional about it. And it's okay if you don't actually achieve your aspirations. For as long as you have tried, that's enough. You'll actually be grateful you did try.
That you did try at the end of the day. Yeah. Yes,
okay, so mine would be one, as you set aspirations, one, try to be realistic, but also know that when one door closes, it doesn't mean all other doors have been closed. Know that there will always be rejection along the way, but it's only you who has the power to control what happens in your life actually and how far you can go.
Oh, beautiful and perfect. Well, for someone who's watching out there, these are some of the ways in how you can actually develop aspirations. Number 1, ask yourself questions. What are some of the things you hope to achieve or experience one day? What are some of the activities you pursue that you feel most excited or passionate about? I think the ladies talked about, having purpose or something that actually excites you. Then thinking about your dreams or your passions can give you a hint into the type of things that you may want or aspire toward. Then you also have the bit of giving yourself time. It is important to remember that while aspirations can be motivating and inspiring, you do not need to pressure yourself to figure it all out now. Instead, give yourself the opportunity to learn and grow, try new things, gather information about yourself, and think about how what you have learned might contribute to your aspirations. Then we also have a bit of do not compare yourself to others. Aspirations do not need to be grand or lofty to be important. Other people might have very high aspirations, but that doesn't mean that those goals are right for you or for your life. You should focus on finding aspirations that will help you feel fulfilled and satisfied in your life. Then we also have the bit of finding your purpose as well as talking to a professional. Sometimes a lack of aspirations might be connected to a mental health condition such as anxiety or depression. If you struggle to feel motivated or have lost interest in things that you used to enjoy doing, it's important that you talk to a doctor or a mental health profession. But when we look at the tips for reaching your aspirations, you should work on building self-awareness, and that includes you developing a stronger understanding of the things that are intrinsically rewarding. When you work towards goals that meet your needs, it can help you avoid chasing after things that don't ultimately serve your psychological well-being. Then stay open to change. Not all aspirations come to fruition. Sometimes the situation changes and you realize that the dream you once had isn't something you want to pursue anymore. So being flexible and open to switching gears can help you to keep working towards new goals. Well, that's all we had for you this morning on our segment of our views. Connect with us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This is Sunrise and See. Don't blink.
And we have come to the end of the show. I hope you had a lovely, lovely show with us. And if you haven't yet followed us on social media, please do. And that is at CTV Uganda, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So as we end the show today, I would like to tell you to please affirm to yourself. Tell yourself that you're going to have a great day. You are destined for greatness. You are greatness. You are a winner. You are a born star, and you will succeed. It's a new month. It's a new day. It's a new week. It's Monday. So go on and shine. Shine so bright that everybody needs to wear shades. All right, yeah. Shine so bright that everybody needs to wear shades. And please remember to run your own race, because the only person you're in competition with is who you were yesterday. So aspire yourself to be more and inspire everybody around you until you have a circle of powerful people who are pouring into you as well. Well, until tomorrow, same time, same place, from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Be great, be kind, follow SOPs. Until tomorrow, go and shine. Bye.